Hey everyone, Dan and Leslie back for another Disney dining review.
Today we are doing things a little different because we have now entered into the time period where we're gonna do quick service, we're gonna do brunches, we're gonna do specialty dining things like character breakfasts and whatnot that we haven't done before. So today is a quick service.
So when we go back for regular table service restaurants, we will keep things the same that we've always done. We are also going to start doing some table service restaurants over at Universal. However, for quick service, we're going to do things a little bit differently. We're still going to rate on 4 things. So we are going to split ambiance and theming into 2 separate categories because most quick service places, let's be honest, do not have robust drink programs, so we don't think it's really appropriate to rate on drinks. Instead of drinks, we are going to split those apart, and then we are going to still do service and then also food, of course. So service and food will be pretty similar, although it obviously won't hinge largely on the waiter or waitress coming to the table and that interaction. It'll be more like what the interaction is at the counter, or if you order on an app, and how quickly the food comes out if you have to wait an extended period of time. Food, of course, is food. It's going to be selection, taste, food preparation, doneness, and temperatures. And then ambiance and theming is going to be pretty similar as well. So when you think about ambiance, think of like the experience inside the restaurant. Do they have indoor seating? Do they have outdoor seating? Do they have, for instance,
do they have enough seating?
Enough seating. So if you go to like a McDonald's with a playground, that would get a higher ambiance rating than McDonald's without a playground. And then theming is going to be pretty similar. Is there a coherent theme throughout the restaurant? Does the menu align with the theme? Yeah. Or is it just like random food on top of a random theme?
And then we're going to also point out, because a lot of these quick service places will have kind of something unique or special that will drive business to come there because it is different and unique. So we're gonna highlight that whenever we're talking as well, but we couldn't really figure out how to rate that necessarily. So we just wanna highlight it and make it known.
Today we are going to eat by Maneet. And I don't know how to say her last name.
Chauhan? We don't really know exactly, but it's Eat by Maneet.
There we go.
That's what we're gonna say.
This is the newest restaurant over at Disney Springs. It is located in the Marketplace, which is on the east side of Disney Springs. It is in the same location that the old Wolfgang Puck's was in. They're like right around the corner from the Christmas store there at Disney Springs, close to the walkway over from the Hotel Plaza Boulevard.
This is Indian cuisine, and the menu looks very interesting. I've heard some mixed reviews, so I'm very intrigued about trying this out today. There's a lot of shareables, like there's a bread service that I think we're both eyeing because we love bread service. There's like a tandoori chicken on the shareables. There's also like a walking taco, that kind of thing. But then there are other things as well. So there's some non-pizzas, there are some salads, and then build your own bowls, which I'm also very intrigued about. So I don't really know exactly what we're gonna get whenever we get there, but...
Well, I can promise you we're going to get the bread service if they have it, because we love bread service anywhere we go. So we love it at Sanaa, we love it over at Nomad Lounge. So hopefully this will stand up to those. I would also like to do one build your own bowl. I'd like to do a plant-based option and see how that goes. And then maybe we'll get one more thing.
Yeah, I don't know what the other thing will be, but we'll let you know whenever we get there.
All right, well, there's only one way to find out. So are you ready?
Yes.
Let's do this.
right, so we ordered a few different things here at Eat. First of which is this bread service. So it comes with 2 giant naan breads. There's like a buttered one and then a garlic one. And then it has some pickled vegetables. This is like a whipped paneer spread, so it's got like some cheese in it. And then there is a coriander honey, and then it says chutneys. But I tried kind of like, I just dipped my fork in each of these, and they all have very unique flavors. And I'm not gonna lie, they're all pretty good. So I'm excited to try that on the bread. And then we got a build your own bowl. We went vegan on this one. So we did rice and the cauliflower, and then the buna, I think is what it's called. It's like a kind of typical curry sauce. Finally, we got the walking taco. This one is a crunchy Indian puff snacks, spicy pork chili, Indian pico de gallo, tamarind chutney, and cotija cheese. So this one has a little spice to it, she said. So I'm overwhelmed, but I'm ready to dig in.
First up is gonna be the walking taco. Looks like it's on some maybe Cheeto type things. Crunchy Indian puff snacks. It's actually pretty flavorful. The crunchy Indian puff snacks are not so crunchy anymore because they drenched it with all of the toppings. But the flavor is very good, actually.
All right, so I'm gonna try the bowl first. So let's get a little bit of cauliflower, try to get a little bit of everything in there. I think the flavors are really good on that too. The cauliflower is cooked like just perfectly enough that it's like not too mushy, but it's got a little bit of toughness to it, but it cuts easy and you chew through it easy. But then I love these little rice puffy things that give an extra like texture and crunch to it. That's very tasty. It's got a little kick to it as well. A little spice.
Okay, I really like this bowl. That's really well done. It's got that classic curry flavor, a little bit of heat to it. That basmati rice is very well prepared. The chickpeas set it off nicely. I really like that one.
All right, so they have servers that are walking around and delivering food, and they'll get you anything extra that you need and stuff. And so we asked her what these different sauces were. So there is there's a honey that I mentioned earlier, and then there is the I forgot them already. Mint chutney, garlic pickle, a tamarind, and a lime pickle, I think. Put a little bit of the cheese, the paneer inside, and then put some of the lime pickle on top. You know, I had heard mixed reviews about this restaurant, but the flavors are out of this world. They're really good. I mean, you have to like that Indian flair, but it's really well done. I'm impressed.
And I have got the paneer inside of my naan along with the garlic pickle. It's interesting. Super good. I think I might prefer the naan with just the sauces and not the paneer in it, but it's good. I just don't know for my taste if I would want both. Then we have the mint. Okay, I think we're gonna dive in.
I just tried the coriander honey with the mint chutney. Come on, that was good. All right, we are finishing up here and we'll wrap this up at home.
All right, we are back.
Before we get into this, if you're looking to plan your next magical vacation, please reach out to us over at Fantastical Vacations. We plan Disney destinations, Universal, cruise lines, and all-inclusive resorts.
You know, this one's been open for a few weeks. It is the newest restaurant at Disney Springs, as we said before. I read several reviews before going to this. Some of them were highly positive, like best quick service at Disney World. Some of them were pretty negative, like this is not a lot of potential, but not good. We were quite pleased, honestly, with this. So this is going to be a decent review. We were.
Yeah, we were. So, I mean, with the caveat, you have to like Indian food and Indian flavors because it's very heavy in that. So just go in expecting it.
Before we get too far into the ratings, can we just talk about those few things that this is not going to affect the ratings. However, there are a couple negatives to just the space, right? So this overtook Wolfgang Puck Express that was there however long ago, years ago, and then they built the new sit-down.
Which I always forgot about.
Because it's tucked back in the middle of nowhere. It's like it is in this alcove, kind of between, it's where security is coming from that Uber drop-off on the east side, and then it's like back behind the Christmas store, kind of, when you're coming around. It's just not a great location.
Yeah.
Not a ding on the restaurant itself. I mean, they make good use of it. There's good space, like use of space there, but the actual location in Disney Springs is not great. And like I said, it's right by security. So you would think off kind of out of the way, if you know what you want to go to, like that's a plus because it's not going to be overly crowded. However, being right there where everybody comes through security, it's pretty congested for being out of the way, which is probably why they put security there anyway. So there's that. I don't know.
But that's not a ding against the restaurant,
No.
so they can't necessarily, control where security is set up and whatnot. So it's not a ding against them. But let's talk ambiance. So how we're kind of approaching this is we're looking at, is there plenty of seating? And there was plenty of seating. We did go at like 3 p.m, so it wasn't like a peak meal time. But then there was also indoor and outdoor seating. They have kind of like a little back patio, so that's kind of nice that you have that option if it was a really lovely day that you could sit outside. It was very, very loud in there. And for not having that many people in there, I mean, it was just very loud.
There's no restroom in the actual restaurant, which, I mean, not every quick service is gonna have a restroom in the restaurant. So, I gotta kind of like balance it with that. However, I went to use the restroom after you ordered, and the one right outside by security there's never a line for the men's restroom. There was a line out the door for this men's restroom.
To be fair, everyone in Orlando was at Disney Springs today.
That's true. But the restaurant wasn't crowded.
That's true.
Maybe it won't be here in a year. I don't know. So then I went around to the other one, like at the Uber drop off, and both urinals were out of order. I'm like, what is happening right now? So not that any of that's a ding against the restaurant. However, just know that there's not a restroom in the restaurant. So yeah. All that to say, like, there was a little merch section, like a stand, not like a separate.
Kind of like a bookshelf of merch.
Yeah, kind of like a clear bookshelf that had like Manet's cookbook in there, and I think some, I don't know, I got it on the B-roll a little bit.
There was different merch, like hats or something.
Yes, and then, it wasn't crowded at all, which was really, really nice. So a little above average, not great.
Yeah, so we give it a 3.5.
All right, so theming. This one, it's not over the top in any sense whatsoever. It is well decorated, well painted. It's brand new. It feels brand new. Obviously they spruced it up in there. It's got reds and yellows, really, really cool. Like colors, it feels vibrant going in there. Big kind of open ceiling. And then the menu is definitely themed to the Indian cuisine, right? So you got the Indian paint and the Indian menu. So those two go well together. That being said, there's no like specialty, like Disney draw, right?
Yeah.
So like this restaurant could literally be on a street corner in New York City.
Sure.
And good, maybe a little above average, but again, not great.
Yeah, so we went ahead and gave that one a 3.5 as well. All right, so service. So one thing I'm gonna kind of tie into service, which I don't know if this is really where it fits, but I think it's a good point to make, is that they do have a happy hour. She said it was every day, so I assume weekends as well, but we did go on a weekday, so I don't know, it might just be on weekdays. From 2 to 5, you get half off of any alcoholic beverage that they serve. So that's kind of nice to know if you're planning on going in the afternoon time.
She said this was the first day they were doing it, so, because we asked, we're like, when did it start? She's like, I think 2, but this is the first day. So some flex there. Again, it's only a few weeks old, brand new restaurant, but I do think what does belong in service is the fact that she told you about it. Like she was very nice. Like you walk right up to the counter, very welcoming, nice, helpful, answered questions. And then once you place the order, they have servers walking around. So they give you one of those, they give you one of those pagers that like tracks you in the restaurant or whatever. So when your food is ready, they bring it to you. So, I think the whole like every kiosk asking for a tip thing is actually valid here because they are serving you at your table. So just know when you go up and you do place your order, and actually people came and sat next to us and she actually took those people's order at the table.
At the table.
I didn't realize that was a thing.
And she was so nice. I was like kind of eavesdropping and listening, and she was giving suggestions, and she came over to our table and I asked what the different sauces were, the dipping sauces for our bread service, and she explained those. We chatted about that for a while. So the service was really, really wonderful. I mean, I was very pleased for a quick service location. Granted, once again, it wasn't super busy, so it could change as they, got busier and didn't have as much time. But I was very pleased. So we gave them a 4.5.
All right, food. So all right, food. I really liked most of what we got. My favorite was the bowl. It was fantastic. With the bowls, you can choose a base and then like a main. We got cauliflower, so I don't want to say protein, but like a main dish on top, a main filling or whatever, and then a sauce. And so we got the basmati rice, the cauliflower. We were going vegan with this bowl, and then we've got the traditional Indian curry,
It's
which
called bana.
the bana curry had that traditional Indian curry flavor. Could have used more heat for me. I think they probably dialed it down just because we're in Disney Springs.
Perfect for me.
So I could have used a little bit more heat, but the flavors were great.
Yeah, it really was. And then we got the walking taco, which I thought the flavors there were fantastic. That one does have like a spicy pork chili in it. I did not ask if you could, substitute that or change that out, but I assume that you probably could because they ripped open a bag and put stuff on top of it. My one complaint with that is that the little rolled chippy things, whatever they were.
They're like Cheetos.
Yeah, kind of like Cheetos. That if they were in kind of the middle portion where the chili had been on top of it, they were a little soggy. But if you got some around the edges, it was pretty crunchy.
True. I will say the whole bathroom debacle, the one thing we didn't mention on the service is they delivered that food super fast.
So fast.
So like we ordered, I left to go to the restroom and the food, less than a minute it was at the table?
A minute and a half.
Minute and a half at the table. So, we did get drinks on the way to the table. So maybe 2.5, 3 minutes, like that food was coming out.
Yeah.
So part of that sogginess could be on me because it was another, 6, 7 minutes maybe 10 minutes before I got it.
I almost started eating.
The last thing was the bread service. For me, it does not hold a candle to the Sanaa bread service.
Well, no, and I don't think I would compare it to that, but I do think that the number of choices of dipping sauces and the size of the naan bread that you get, I think it's a really good value. I think it was $18 for that, and it would be a great snack in the middle of a Disney Springs day to go sit down, split it with your family, just to kind of like have a little treat.
So that paneer. Anyway, it's kind of like an Indian pimento cheese kind of thing. Not really my thing. It really didn't have a ton of flavor. And I don't know, honestly, I don't eat a ton of Indian food. I love curry, but I'm not eating a ton of paneer. We don't go to Indian restaurants all the time, so I'm not sure if that's how it's supposed to be or if it just needed some more flavor. But that wasn't really my thing. I didn't eat any of it after that first little bite. The 5 sauces were good. I will say, you can go, I think anyone can go to Sanaa, and with those 10 little sauces, I think you can find a couple of sauces that you're gonna like. I mean, they've just got like a basic yogurt sauce, and then sweet, and then it kind of gets spicier as you go up. This one with the 5 sauces, they were good serving size sauces, but some of them were weird. There was a lime pickle, which was odd.
It was a little weird.
It was good.
Yeah.
But if you're not a fan of lime and pickled things, like pickled vegetables, and then there was a garlic pickle.
That was the spicier one, right?
It was a little bit of spice, a little bit more heat, but it was pickled garlic, basically. And it just they were good for what they were, but this is definitely a little more exotic than you're gonna find at some of. Well, for sure, Sanaa. And I don't know. It was just...
That's a good caveat to make, is that I feel like you probably definitely need to have a little bit more of an adventurous side, because if you do have picky eaters, I'm not sure why you would go here in the first place if you had picky eaters, but if you did venture over here and you got the bread service with a picky eater, they might just eat the bread. So overall, I mean, we rated the food a 4. Which is fantastic, right? So I mean, we like that Indian flavor. We liked the options. We think that there was good choices and nice shareable portions for a decent price. They are not currently doing any discounts outside of cast member discounts. That might change. I don't know. So it's always good to ask whenever you go. But yeah, I mean, all with everything, I think our meal was like 51.
51 plus tip. So whatever you choose to tip for those 3 things, which I think is great. We brought home like half of the bread service for Jennings. We ate most of the bowl. I really liked the bowl.
Yeah.
And then the walking taco. I think because it was a little soggy, we ate half of it maybe.
Yeah. And I was getting full because of the bread service and everything. So if you add all that up and divide it out, that is a 3.875, which I think is really good for this restaurant here in Disney Springs.
Yep. There is no mobile ordering. There is a mango cheesecake that she said was amazing. We didn't have the stomach space to try it, but she said definitely if you can, save room for that.
I heard her say 10 out of 10.
She did. She told the people next to us 10 out of 10 on that thing. So kind of wish we would have gotten that, but maybe next time. We'll definitely be back. I mean, a 4 on food, like, so again, going back to our ratings, like anything 4 and above, we will absolutely be back. 3.875 is pretty close. It's close enough.
Yeah.
I hope it sticks around for a while. This is something that's like different, right?
Yeah.
It is such a different, unique offering when you compare it to Disney quick service. And now it's not in a theme park, but honestly, it doesn't need, I mean, it's a good option.
Yeah.
It's a good option if you are adventurous.
It is great. All right, well, hopefully you enjoyed our quick service dining review and you are enjoying these videos. And if you are, please hit that like and subscribe button so you don't miss the next one.
And we will see you on the next video.